Hello. The subject today is going to be on sacrificing for your life. So, every once in a while, when I go through some rough patches in my life, I ask this question: what kind of legacy would I leave my family when I pass on? As I was growing up, I would watch my parents struggle. They'll be struggling to put food on the table, they'll be struggling for tuition. Every time we're supposed to go back to school, it was tough because they're looking for money to send children to school. And as I grew up into adulthood, I noticed that my life was continuing to be a life of struggles. Everything, and it was hard. I mean, it's like everything was so difficult, just trying to survive. So I asked myself, is this the kind of life I would want my children, my family, generations to come? Are they going to continue struggling the way my parents struggled, the way I struggled? Is life going to be this difficult in the coming generations? And I said, absolutely not. I don't want this to continue. So what I did was I had to take a cold, hard look at where I was at that particular time, what I was doing, and I was like, what do I have to do? I had to make a decision to start doing things differently. So what I am going to talk about today is a training that I came across by Eric Worre, and it is titled Sacrifice for Your Life, Making Decisions That Will Make a Better Life for You. And this is the question he asked, and that's why I'm doing this video. Because when he asked that question, I remember that I have asked that question, to myself in the past. So this is what he said: what decisions are you prepared to make so a year from today your life will be different? Will your future self, say a year from now, will your future self say thank you? Or would your future self ask you, why did you quit? So what decisions are you prepared to make? What sacrifices are you prepared to make right now? You've got to make some life-changing decisions. If you want your life to change, you've got to change. You've got to look at what you're doing. Albert Einstein said, if you continue doing the same things you're doing now, but you're expecting different results, that is insanity. So if things are not working, what you need to do is to sit down, take stock of where things are right now, make some decisions, and you have to have a game plan. You have to have a game plan and say, this is what I want. The first and the most difficult thing is deciding exactly what you want. What do you want to do? What you're doing now is not working. What do you want to do? And then realize that you have to make some sacrifices. You cannot get something for nothing. You have to make some sacrifices. Okay? A lot of people are just looking for instant gratification. They're looking for the here and the now. If it's not working now, if I'm not making money now, if it's not working right now immediately, they say it doesn't work, they give up. And then a year from now, they wonder why nothing changes in their lives. You have to give up something. Okay? So let's say, for example, that you have looked at your life. Like in my case, let me explain what happened to me. I decided to quit corporate America. When I was at this position right now and making a decision what it is, I was making good money in corporate America. But at that point, it was like the money was not the most important thing, because I was working more time. I was spending more time at work and not being able to look at myself and say I was happy with my life. So I had to make the decision. So let's say, for example, you've made the decision, I am a businesswoman, so I'm going to use an example in the business world. So let's say you've made a decision that you're going to start a part-time business. Now, I'm not going to ask anybody, if you have a job, don't quit the job, okay? So you want to start something part-time and hope that you can build that part-time income to a point where it's competing with your full-time job. At that point, you're going to say, hey, my part-time income is now matching my full-time job. So what I can do is if I quit that full-time job, then maybe I'll spend more time on the part-time income and make more money with the part-time job. So you can start doing the job now, the business now full-time, and then quit the full-time job. Okay, so we got that. So you're not quitting your job, you're starting something part-time to help you to supplement your income. So let's say you've decided to do that. And let me just reiterate the fact that you are going to give up certain things. You're going to make some sacrifices. You are going to make some sacrifices. If you want a better tomorrow, you're going to have to make some sacrifices. Now, what are some of those sacrifices that you have to make, that you must make? Let's start with comfort. It's not going to be comfortable. Nothing good comes easy. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. The successful people, guess what? You don't see the trouble that they went through to become successful. You only see the success. But if they told you what they had to give up, a lot of top executives, they're giving up family time in order to make money. Okay, so you have to give up some comforts. You have to know that there are certain things. Let's say, for example, if you like soap opera, I love soap opera. I love watching soaps, but I had to give that up. Okay, maybe I still watch one or two. I can't give it completely up. But let's say, for example, if I had to go do a presentation when a soap opera was showing, guess what I'm going to do? I have to go do a presentation. I'll give it up for that time, and make time for it later if I have to. But my business takes precedence. Okay? Now for the men, if a football game is playing, if there's a football on and you have to go do a presentation, what would you choose to do? You have to make time for your business if you want to succeed. Okay? There are no other options. You have to give up certain things. So it might not be comfortable, but guess what? If you give up a little bit of comfort right now, in the future, within a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, when you've built the income, what's going to happen? You're going to have so much time because you already had the money that you sacrificed for. Okay. The next thing you have to sacrifice is time. Okay. So if you're working a full-time job already, you have to look for some time where can look at your schedule, take a long look at your schedule. How many extra hours can you squeeze out a day? An hour, 2 hours. Most of the time with a part-time business, you can sacrifice, you can probably get going with 2 to 3 hours a day, but you have to be consistent. You have to do, if you can only do 2 hours a day, you have to do 2 hours every day, Monday through Friday. Sometimes if you can squeeze in 1 or 2 hours during the week, that will be great. Okay. But you have to look for that time and you have to do the business consistently. It's not sometime, it's every time. Even if it's 1 hour a day, you have to do 1 hour a day every day for the business to work. Consistency and persistence. Okay. Now, the next thing that you're going to have to sacrifice is some money. You have to invest some money. You have to spend money to make money. That's how it works. It doesn't work any other way. You have to spend money to make money. You cannot get anything for free. Now, take, for example, how much does it cost to get an education? A lot of people spend tens, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars to get an education. And then after that, they go get a job. Okay. But when you want to start a business, you don't want to spend any money. First of all, if you start a business for free, if somebody says, Join this business, you don't need to spend any money, and you go and you join the business. What kind of money do you expect to earn? You might earn money, but how much? First of all, what are your goals? What are your income goals? Is that going to help you reach your goals? So you have to invest some money, and guess what you also have to do? You have to learn the skills. You might have to go get some skills. You have to learn. You know, if it's something new that you're doing, you're going to have to learn how to do it. You have to invest in yourself. You have to get some, you know, personal development. You have to learn how to do what you've decided to do. So those are the three things. I'm going to make the video short. I'm going to make the video short so that you don't, I mean, just stay on track. Okay. So you have to sacrifice some comfort. You have to sacrifice time. You have to sacrifice some money. Okay. You have to invest some money. Now, take some time. Don't jump into anything. Do your research, do your homework. But the most important thing is to make a decision and say, this is what I've decided to do, and this is how I am going to do it. So just making a decision and not following it with action is just a wish. Okay? It's just a wish. If you want your dreams, your decisions to come true, to realize your dreams, then you have to follow that with action, and you have to put a game plan on the table and say, this is what I'm going to be doing every day in order to make this dream come true. I hope you got some value from that. My name is Deborah Ngundam. I'll talk to you soon, and thank you for watching.